Hola, damas, ¿cómo estás? Estoy muy fabuloso. Today is a very beautiful day for me. And I don't even necessarily have a reason. I just feel good. And I wanted to come in here and talk to you guys to help you understand how, whether it's this community or any other community, I want you to understand what you do in order to get more clients. And so, this isn't a sophisticated marketing strategy, but for those of you in the Authentic Collective community, I am putting it under marketing because this is part of that. It's what you do. And so many of you are in different communities, not just here, also on Facebook, and you're really trying to figure out, what do you do? Everybody's got these different opinions. Some may say that groups are dead, some of them will say that they're still alive. But at the end of the day, all communities have groups. And you have got to start understanding what you got to do to attract more clients and to start maximizing the money that is coming into your pockets. And so, what I notice a lot of people do when they join communities is they do the least. Most people do the least, and that is maybe put in a post when they have something available, maybe share a quote of something that someone else said. And it's kind of like I put something there, so I hope they see me, and then they leave and then they go on about their business. And so I want you all to understand a very simple strategy. I mean, this is worth a lot, but I'm still telling it to you for free. Is a very simple strategy, and some of the things that you need to do, you don't even need to pay hundreds of dollars to do to get the know what you do. You still just may not know how. But I'm straight up telling you that many of you really don't understand what it means to bring value to a community. And so, people will come and they'll join organizations, they'll join, empowerment groups and all of this stuff. And you're so busy being nervous about what their rules are and whether or not, if you do or say something, if you're going to get kicked out, or you're too busy being resentful because they only let you promote on one day and you feel like the only person that's going to eat is the individual that started the group. But I've eaten off of groups, and the reason being is because I've provided value. Now, you hear that all the time, that you need to provide value, but it is very evident based on the groups that I am in and the activity in this community that many of you do not know what bringing value is. And so, one of the things, and they haven't gotten to it yet in the academy, but those of you that have been around long enough, you see that my former clients do this very well, is when it comes to creating posts that provoke engagement, that move people's spirit. You guys have got to learn to start communicating your expertise. And many of you, because you operate in the field of intellectual property, a lot of you all are actually afraid to share your expertise because you think that if you say too much or you give too much, then a person won't actually need you. You don't really want to open up your mouth and you don't want to say anything unless it's during those times and seasons when someone's paying you. And I'm here to tell you that that's not the way for you to think. You can't think that way, and you've got to learn to start somewhere. And you know what? You may be motivating and inspiring, and people may be nodding their heads and you're changing their lives, but they're not buying yet. But they are still getting to know you. They are still working on their ability to trust you. And so, if you're somebody who specializes in confidence, then you should be contributing articles or blurbs that, say, here's some things that will steal your confidence. You don't have to give them the 5 keys in order to have a stronger mindset, because maybe those 5 keys are something they need to cultivate working with you. But you need to come in here and talk about how bullying, having to deal with competition from a parent, being the youngest, how these different things may affect your mindset, even being the oldest. Being the oldest, you would think they're more confident, but maybe those people don't have confidence because they've never been able to explore their life. All they've ever been able to do is do what they've been told to do and have to be responsible, for everybody else. If you specialize in websites, and I see Erica, do this all the time, where she'll, give out little nuggets that, your website needs to be compliant. that you shouldn't have these kind of things on your page. And this is how you can make it easier for people to navigate. Now, a person may not know how to do the coding, they may not know how to make it, make it beautiful, and they may still have to reach out to Erica to get help. But the point is, bringing tips and value to the community is what then allows people to see you. And so, what a lot of you guys you like to do is you like to do it on a broad scale on Facebook on your business page. And subconsciously, many of you all do that because you know it ain't hardly any eyes over there. But you won't do it where there's the most amount of attention. And you need to reverse that. You need to do differently. If you specialize in dealing with, marital issues or relationships, then you should be putting information into this community that is speaking to or talking about the different kind of dilemmas that people may be dealing with, and what, painting pictures, writing vivid stories of what the outcome of those things look like, and talking about different ways, and different strategies that you can use to, have better communication with your spouse. Maybe some of you all are more into sexuality, beefing up the intimacy and the sex, drive in the relationships. And so when you keep putting value in, people start being like, oh, what they know? Oh, let me look at their books. And so that's one thing. But the other thing is engaging. And so yes, this is coming from, you needing not to just only engage on what you post, but you need to engage on what other people post. Because sometimes, what, people aren't even necessarily looking at your business product, they just looking to see if they like your vibe. Every time you put up green hearts instead of, like me, I always put up purple hearts. Maybe their favorite color is green too. You just be surprised the little quirky things that make somebody say, I'm just really digging her. A lot of people, you want to know why a lot of people used to watch my videos on Facebook? They would be like, who is this woman with this purple hair? My signature look was one side of my hair shaved off, and I would always wear some type of crinky colored hair, curly colored hair. Now I would switch it up, and I've done red and blue and fuchsia and purple and black, and all different types of colors. But especially when I wear the purple, people that were love the color purple and were like, dang, she bold for wearing her hair like that. That's what attracted people to me. So communicating value is also communicating your essence. If somebody happens to put up a post, whether it's this community and another community, and they ask a question, give your opinion. Now that's a scary one, right? Because a lot of us, we don't want to give our opinion, because if I do give my opinion and then somebody doesn't like it, I don't feel, well, hello, let's not think like that. Let's think like mature adults. When somebody puts a post up and they're asking questions, they're looking for answers. You might just give the answer in the way that they're looking for it. A person could be like, how do I overcome, dealing with, trauma with how my mama used to treat me when I was growing up? Somebody like me might be like, look, at the end of the day, I'm telling you like this, you need to cut her off for a minute, because even though she your mama, that's just a label. And if she wasn't your mama, would you let her treat you like that? And I could put that up there, and a person might not be feeling it. They'd be like, oh my God, that's so harsh. But then you could come up there and be like, listen, that's a really tough one to deal with. But the first thing I want you to look at, and then you say something, and maybe energetically, it is a little bit more, it's softer and more appeasing to their spirit, even though we're both telling them to potentially take almost the same level of initiative. The person may be more drawn to you than to me because of the nature in which I communicated. And just the fact that you gave an alternative answer in contrast to my bold answer, it gives somebody an opportunity to look and say, dang, okay. And so she says something, even though she says, so I like they'll be like, okay, I like her because she's obviously firm in her beliefs. That good morning. She's not trying to say what needs to be said just because. Providing value is your opinion. And a lot of you, I don't think that you really realize that. Lakeisha, you're on here. You got a lot of opinions about the kind of things that people do with their money and their business and the kind of decisions that they make. So you don't have to tell somebody else's business. But if you had a conversation the other day with an entrepreneur who was so desperate to get out of one business that was going to get into another business, and you were like, that's a lateral move, and the same issue dealing with over here, it may take it a few months to a year to pop up, but you'll be dealing with that same issue over here. You just change the way, the where it's coming out of. you can give examples like that. And so many of you are not realizing that you need to be coming in and asserting your opinion, because your opinion is also your authoritative spot. And people have all kinds of opinions. Like, as a matter of fact, I love her to death, but I saw someone that I know on Facebook that put up a post that said that, quit telling people to invest and da 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 da. They need to have 3 to 6 months worth of savings. Somebody else came back in and said, I do believe you should save, but that's not true. I maximize on my investment. Now, that person was just saying something random on a post. Now, only reason why I didn't chime in, because I really just don't have the time, but I don't agree with her post. I don't agree with it at all. I think you should be a good steward over the money you have, that you should have something, that you should have something say, but 3 to 6 months, absolutely not. Because the time that I could save $3,000, I could invest and I could flip $3,000 and more than double my money. I've literally in the beginning watching my husband learn how to, start trading, watched him spend like $230 and turn around in his learning stage, flip that and make it $340. And so that person is speaking from their vantage point. They don't know anything about investing. Obviously, they just know about being in a place where they want to make sure that they're financially okay according to their position. And so people that specialize in trading and investing and finance, those are the kind of things that they should be chiming into. And that's providing value. That's provoking thought. That's challenging the way that people think and believe. That's what you can and you should do in the Authentic Collective community. You guys can say whatever you think and whatever you feel. You're not going to get put in Facebook jail. I've literally only banned one person from the community, but that's because she went below the belt. Y'all stupid, y'all alike. Don't nobody need you and your 10 followers on your YouTube. Okay, so you know what, boo boo, you need to heal. And maybe if you heal and you come back and you want to acknowledge your behavior, then fine. But we're not here to agree. We're here to assert our expertise. And so sometimes people put opinions up and it's not their expertise, but we have the ability and the right to communicate. So in the community, you've got different tabs. And if you would like me to add another tab because you don't feel like your topics go in that category, you don't have to give them topics. But if you guys notice when you post, it says add a topic. We got bilingualism, books, community, finance, healing remedies, health and wellness, marketing, marriage, mindset, parenting, sales, and time management. If you want me to add a topic, I can, because some people may not be following you. They may be following the topic. And when they see the topic come up and they notice that you're the one that's always contributing, if it's something that they're interested in, they're going to remember you when they're to the point that they're ready to invest. So I just wanted to put that out there. Even if it's not in the Authentic Collective, even in other platforms, you guys, you have to provide value. And that's just a little snippet of what that looks like. Some of you may be like, well, I don't know how to do the posts and stuff like that. Well, guess what? You need to join the Authentic Collective Academy, because that's one of the things that's going to be coming down the pipeline. Understanding what value posts actually look like that provoke people to want to start clicking your link, going to your website, and things of that nature. It's not just enough just to show up. That's the bare minimum. Okay, so I love you guys. I got a 10 o'clock call and I'm 1 minute away. I'm gonna get out of here. Deuces.